This is the Toddlers service for St Mary's Church, Jersey in the Channel Islands. And it would be lovely to be in church, but because of the virus we're still in my kitchen. But it's a service for Thursday the 15th of April. And we're going to have some songs to sing along to, with actions and a story and some prayers. So I hope you'll all join in. We're going to start with a song called If I Go Climbing. And there's some actions. We climb up a mountain to begin with, and then there's some other actions.
Let's go climbing up a huge mountain.
If I go climbing, 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 if I go climbing, God is there. If I go climbing on the highest mountain, God is there, 'cause He is everywhere.
Now, let's get into our boats and go
Rowing in a boat.
If I go rowing, 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 if I go rowing, God is there. If I go rowing on the widest river, God is there, 'cause He is everywhere.
Let's go swimming right to the bottom of the ocean.
Swim?
If I go swimming, 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 if I go swimming, God is there. If I go swimming to the bottom of the ocean, God is there, 'cause He is everywhere.
Can you get into your car? Put on your seatbelt, ready to go
Seatbelt
for
on.
a drive.
Steering.
If I go driving, 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 if I go driving, God is there. If I go driving far away, God is there, 'cause He is everywhere.
Now we're going flying on an aeroplane.
We're flying in a big, big aeroplane.
If I go flying, 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 if I go flying, God is there. If I go flying on the biggest aeroplane, God is there, 'cause He is everywhere.
Can you curl up on the floor?
Can we go to sleep?
Go to sleep.
Down on the floor.
If I go sleeping, 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 if I go sleeping, God is there. If I go sleeping on the darkest night, God is there, 'cause He is everywhere.
And I'm going to sing the rhyme about two little eyes. You can join in if you remember this one. Two little eyes to look to God, two little ears to hear His word, two little feet to walk in His ways, two little lips to sing His praise, two little hands to do His will, and one little heart to love Him still. Now there's another song to sing along to. Jesus is my best friend. There's some actions to start off with. Go like this. Jesus is my best friend, my best friend, my best friend. Jesus is my best friend. He's always there for me. Jesus is my best friend, my best friend, my best friend. Jesus is my best friend. get up because we're going to sing the dinosaur song. There's going to be lots of stamping. There's going to be a lot of roaring. So can you roar very loudly? We're going to stomp and we're going to roar. Roar, 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 roar. Many, many years ago, walking on the earth, with supermassive animals, with teeth and claws and fur. And some could swim and fly and crawl, but way more radical is that God who made them is alone, greater than them all. God is bigger than a dinosaur, taller than a dinosaur, stronger than a dinosaur. Roar, roar, roar. Older than a dinosaur, more mighty than a dinosaur, awesome than a dinosaur. Roar, roar, roar. Roar, 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 roar. So was Tyrannosaurus Rex, king above the rest. And how did Stegosaurus bark or Diplodocus lay eggs? Only God could know it all. The way more radical is that he could bring them back to life. And wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't it? God is bigger than a dinosaur, taller than a dinosaur, stronger than a dinosaur. Roar, roar, roar. Older than a dinosaur, more mighty than a dinosaur, more awesome than a dinosaur. Roar, roar, roar. No fossil, he is not extinct. He's with us here and now, and forever he'll be alive. Let's roar his praises now. Roar, roar, roar. God is bigger than a dinosaur, stronger than a dinosaur, stronger than a dinosaur. Roar, roar, roar. Older than a dinosaur, more mighty than a dinosaur, more awesome than a dinosaur. Roar, 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 stomp, roar, 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 roar. And the dinosaurs go running off into the distance. Now I'm going to sing the song about Mr. Noah, who built the ark because God told him to build an ark to keep all the animals safe when the rain came down. Mr. Noah built an ark, the people thought it such a lark. Mr. Noah pleaded so, but into the ark they would not go. Down came the rain in torrents, splish splash. Down came the rain in torrents, splish splash. Down came the rain in torrents, and all the 8 were saved. The animals went in 2 by 2, the big giraffe and the kangaroo. All were safely stowed away until that great and terrible day, when down came the rain in torrents, splish splash. Down came the rain in torrents, splish splash. Down came the rain in torrents, and all the 8 were saved. So whenever you see a rainbow, whenever you see a rainbow, whenever you see a rainbow, remember God is love. Now there's the wiggle song to get rid of all our energy. So I'm going to stand up for this, because then I can wiggle, 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 wriggle, wriggle, wriggle to the music. And then when they tell you, oh, is to keep very still until the music gets going again. Wiggle, 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 freeze! Wiggle, 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 freeze!
I
Said
said,
I got to get the wiggles out of me.
I'm gonna
Shake my hands, I'm gonna shake my feet, I'm gonna shake my head, I'm gonna move to the beat. If it's out, I got to get those wiggles out of me.
I said,
I got to get those wiggles out of me. Wiggle, 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 freeze. Wiggle, 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 freeze.
I said,
Said I got to get those wiggles out of me. Shiddly scat, skiddly doo. I got to get those wiggles out of me. Cause we're gonna hear the story. It's gonna be fun. To hear about what Jesus is for everyone. So I got to get those wiggles out of me. Wiggle, 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 freeze. Wiggle, 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 freeze.
I
I
said,
said I got to get those wiggles out of me.
I said,
I got to get those wiggles out of me.
I said,
I got to get those wiggles out of me. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Take it down, everybody.
I've got two books I'm going to read prayers out of. And the first one is about tasting, about food. Because in our story, people did some tasting, they did some eating. And the prayer says, Dear Jesus, thank you for your love. Thank you for my food. You are the giver of every good thing. Jesus, you are so good to me. Thank you. And we say, Amen. And then there's another prayer in this little book. It says, God is faithful. God has promised to guide us all through our life. God is faithful. He will never leave us or forget about us. And we say, Amen. Now it's story time, but before the story I always say a little rhyme, because the stories we read and the stories we hear about are from the Bible. So we talk about opening God's book. Now is the time to listen. Now is the time to see. We'll open God's book to hear what He has to tell me. And today's story is about something in Jesus' time, something that Jesus did. And it's in the book of John, in the Bible. So, do you remember last week we talked about two people who were on a road out of Jerusalem, going back home to a village, and Jesus appeared. Even though Jesus had died on the cross, suddenly He appeared, and when they realised who it was at supper time, they were so pleased. Jesus' disciples had decided that they might go fishing. They'd all been sitting around, and Peter said, My job's a fisherman. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going out fishing. And some of the others said, We'll come with you. Yes, that'll cheer us up, because they were a bit sad. Jesus wasn't with them. Some people had seen him, but not all of them. They weren't quite sure. So Peter said, Right, we'll go fishing. So there was Peter, and there was Thomas, and there was Nathaniel, and then there was James and John, who who were brothers. And then there were 2 others as well. It says that in the Bible. So there were 7 of them all together. And off they went. They took their boats down to the edge of the Sea of Galilee, to the lake, and they went fishing. I'm sure they felt a bit better after they'd been out on the water. It's good to do something when you feel a bit low, isn't it? Well, they caught some fish and they came back in, and as they came close to the shore, they could see a man. It was early morning, it was a little bit misty, but there was a man on the shore. They'd been fishing all night, but they could see this man. He had a fire going. And then John said, "Oh, it's Jesus!" And Peter was so excited, he took off his jacket and he jumped into the water and he started wading towards the shore. And when he got there, sure enough, there was a fire there. And on the fire, there was some fish cooking. Jesus was cooking a fish breakfast. So the others came along with the boat a bit slower, and Jesus said, "Bring some fish, bring some of the fish that you've caught." So they brought some more fish along to add to the ones that were cooking. And then they saw Jesus had some bread as well. They knew it was Jesus, they recognized him. And they all had a lovely fish breakfast with bread and nice hot fish that had been cooked. They were so hungry. They'd had such a busy night out on the water, and it was early morning, and Jesus had made them breakfast. And there were lots of things they could have asked him, like, "How did you know we were here? How come you cooked breakfast?" But they didn't. They were just so pleased to see Jesus. And he broke the bread, and he gave them all a bit to eat, and he ate some himself, and then everybody had some fish. It was a lovely breakfast, a picnic breakfast on the beach that Jesus had prepared for them. And that was the 3rd time that Jesus had appeared to people after he'd died, and he'd eaten breakfast with them. He really was alive. They were very, very happy. And that's the end of this week's story. And I'm going to sing the song about Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus, who was a very little man, a short man, and he wanted to see Jesus. Zacchaeus was a very little man, and a very little man was he. He climbed up into a sycamore tree, 'cause Lord Jesus he wanted to see. And when Lord Jesus walked that way, he looked into the tree, and he said, "Zacchaeus, will you please come down? 'Cause I'm coming to your house for tea. Yes, I'm coming to your house for tea." And I'm going to sing the song about "My God is so big," because that's just what God is. He's so big, he's so strong, and he's so mighty. He does wonderful things. My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. The rivers are his, the mountains are his, the stars are his handiwork too. Clap, clap. My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. Clap, clap. Now we're going to sing along to the last song, and it's "What Noise Shall We Make?" And I've got something to rattle. Maybe you've got something to bang. You can dance around the room.
What noise shall we make to say that God is great? What noise shall we make unto the Lord? Let's make a loud noise to say that God is great. Let's make a loud noise unto
service, St Mary's Church, Toddlers service on a Thursday morning. And I hope you'll join us next week and there'll be a different story and some more singing. Bye bye.